Hey guys, welcome back to Gen X Weight Loss, and today we're going to talk about the challenge of losing weight, and I call it you versus you, okay? And there is a really good book that touches on a lot of the aspects of you versus you in my mind. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you what that book is, so if you're interested, stay till the end and you're going to check that out. But for us, what you versus you really means is that you are fighting against a lifetime of behaviors, habits, thought patterns, and all these have added up to your present situation where you've gained more weight than you wanted to, right? So all this kind of thing has added up to weight gain, and we are fighting that and losing weight, and we're going to win the battle. But you're fighting all these pre-existing paradigms and situations in your life that you've done for a long time. So how do we win? How do we set up a win? And the reason you versus you is such a great, I think, kind of concept and all-encompassing idea behind weight loss is it's one of the few goals in life where it's really just about you. You don't need more money, you don't need more time, you don't need a better network, you don't need better schooling, you don't need somebody else's approval. There is nothing else except for your ability to control your behavior and let go of behaviors to get what you want. So it's really about fighting yourself, right? Which is very, very challenging, okay? Because then ultimately you're having to hold yourself accountable to that. So how do we win? And we do it by stacking the deck against ourselves, okay? And we already started doing this right from the beginning of the program. That was cleaning out your kitchen, right? That was going shopping for the right foods and having the right foods around you. That was eating meals every 2 to 3 hours. That was eating a healthy snack right before you went out to eat with friends, okay? So all those are examples of stacking the deck against yourself, and how that works is you are setting yourself up for being able to make the right decision easier than making the bad decision, right? So, and you know, good and bad, basically we're saying the bad decision is one where you'd gain weight, right? So that's what we've set up so far, and there's a lot of those kind of built into the program to make it easier, right, to do the win. So we're going to add to that right now. So one of the big ways people are affected is by other people, and you can use this against yourself with social media, and that is by putting this out there. You can go on your favorite social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is that you like to post on or peruse on, and you can make a declaration that you are losing the weight for the last time. This is it. You're gonna lose the weight, you're gonna keep it off, and you're living a whole new lifestyle. Once you put that out there publicly, you will hold yourself accountable to a higher level than you do right now, because guess what? For some reason, we as humans don't want to let other people down. We don't want to be embarrassed in front of other people. We want to look like we can do it. You put it out there publicly, everybody's going to know it, and they're going to help. Even if they don't say anything, they're still holding you accountable by the simple act of them knowing about it, okay? So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to create a wager with maybe somebody else you know who wants to lose weight. Find somebody else who wants to lose weight and create a little wager. And this can be like, hey, first one of us to get to 20 pounds off takes the other person to the movie of their choice. Or takes them shopping for an item of clothing that is one size too small, so you have something to motivate yourself towards, right? Or take some shopping for an item of clothing that has a set price that's not too high, right? These things don't have to be ridiculous. They have to be little wins, but a little wager between somebody else who's equally motivated to you, okay? Or you've probably heard about these team. You can create a team at your work. If there's a number of people trying to get healthy and lose weight, you guys can all chip in. The people who want to participate, $10 to the pot, and the first person to a set goal wins the pot. I would make it long enough. Don't do it like over 2 or 3 weeks. Make it like 6 to 8 weeks, so there's some real long-term effort and thus achievement, and people starting to rewire their brains and their lifestyle so that they can actually hold on to the success they have. But that's another great way of stacking the deck against yourself. You're like, oh man, I'm in this competition. People raise themselves to the occasion when they're in a competition, for sure. Okay, so what are some other ways that don't involve maybe other people? Deny and reward is a big one. So deny and reward, we've talked about reward a little bit. If you go back to, I talked about being accountable, and if I scored a certain amount after 30 days, I was gonna buy myself a t-shirt. I don't know if you remember that from the accountability video. But you can also deny yourself, and a good example of this, I think, is my wife likes to peruse Facebook and Instagram for like 30 minutes before dinner, right? So she wants to look through, relax, and look at these social media things and see what's going on with her friends and family. If she has not held herself to her dietary lifestyle, to her goal of the day, she does not allow herself to do that, right? So this is a control mechanism, and people hate denying themselves things. It's like you're taking away something from them. So deny works really well, but it has to be something that you actually really want, okay? Something you really enjoy. It doesn't have to be something financial, of course. It just has to be something that you enjoy, that you're gonna resist doing. You haven't earned it, and so you're denying yourself something that you maybe normally would do. That works really well. Reward works on the other side of this, and we talked about that again with the t-shirt. Setting up a small reward for yourself, not something that's going to be very expensive to have. It should be something that you like. Normally you just get it for yourself, but now you're not getting it for yourself until you've done X, right? Hey, I've had a great week. This cheat day is a good example of this. I think a lot of people like to build themselves towards it's been 2 weeks of great eating, I'm having a great cheat day, right? So that's a great reward for yourself that's aligned with what you're trying to do. So these are some good examples of stacking the deck against yourself. And if you have other ideas, I'd love to hear about them. So please put them in the comments below. What works for you? That is the most important thing. It doesn't matter what works for everybody else. You need to figure out what works for you. The other one that I will also bring up, I just remembered, is getting in touch with your why. We've talked about your why the first week we did the video, and now we are here in week 4, and you want to reconnect to that if you haven't been doing it. You need to be in touch with your why. Why did you originally want to lose weight and keep it off? That will keep you accountable to yourself, okay? So that's a great one. All right, as I said at the beginning of the video, there is a great book that I think is worth a read, and it is Managing Oneself by Peter F. Drucker. Now, this book is designed around career and financial success, but I think it has applications to all aspects of life. Managing oneself is what we are in the middle of doing, as you can tell, right? You're trying to manage your behavior. So I'm just going to read you this one little piece to it, but I highly recommend this book, and I put the link to it on the show notes below in YouTube, so check that out. But he asked this question: what are my values? To be able to manage oneself, you finally have to ask, what are my values? This is not a question of ethics. With respect to ethics, the rules are the same for everybody, and the test is a simple one. I call it the mirror test. Then he goes into a little bit of a lengthy example, but at the end of the day, the mirror test, ethics require you to ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to see in the mirror in the morning? What kind of person do I want to see in the mirror in the morning? So that is a great question. And who do you want to see in the mirror in the morning? Do you want to see a person who sets themselves a goal and achieves it? Do you want to see a person who says, I can do it, and makes it happen? Do you want to see a person who is in control of their life and not run by old habits and emotions? Do you want to see the person who's healthy, vibrant, and feeling great? I think you do. You wouldn't be watching this if you didn't. So I highly recommend this book, and I hope you stack the deck against yourself. You can win, and drink your water. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.